safety tool.
And first we'll stand for the pledge, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Warm enough for you? It is?
I didn't even slap on my desk.
I saw you said it. Okay, so, I guess, we give the oath of office to Rick Brewer and then the election of president and vice president. Does anybody want to make any, nominate anybody? I would nominate Terry Holden for president. Are there any seconds or?
I'll second that.
Tom, how would you vote? Chris?
Yeah.
Randy?
A.
I'm sorry,
A.
Randy? Or I mean, Reggie?
Yes.
Joe?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
We're voting for president. And Mandy, are there any other nominations, I guess, what I should have asked, sorry. I don't want to just assume. Okay. So, are there any, will anybody nominate somebody for vice president?
I'll nominate you.
Thank you. Are there any other, do people want to nominate anybody else?
Yes, second.
A second.
And I'll second that one.
Rick? Okay. All in favor? Yes. Any opposed or any other nominations? We don't really have a motion, do we?
You're gonna have to add a little bit here because all of that stuff is your reorganizational meeting and you just did two things separately, so you're gonna need someone else to do all of that organizational stuff, plus the very first resolution that you went by to set the organizational meeting.
Can I have a motion to hold the annual organization meeting on first Monday of July? Randy?
I'll second.
And Randy? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, so I guess we have to go through each one. KA Mo for,
Normally you would have a motion for all of these appointments, for all of these organizational.
do I have to go through the list or just, and read them off? Or,
You can, there are a few things that you need to decide in that list.
okay, we'll get the motion on the table first. Who will make a motion to approve the annual organizational appointments?
I'll move.
I'll second. Randy? Okay. Sorry. I did that kind
That's all right.
of- All right.
Quick question? I mean, is it too late for questions?
Oh, no, just get it on the table, so now it's,
I just assume that the purchasing agent is still, okay? Who's the business manager at the time?
Can we just have that conversation? As an executive.
Executive session?
I think,
Okay, our business manager has resigned.
Oh, okay,
Chief Rubin-Rosas
okay.
accepted a position with another district, which is quite unfortunate for us.
yeah.
So at this point, where it says business manager, it's we would have. No, and it could be an assistant manager. There's nobody to move up, nobody to move over. Interviews are being held this Thursday, and myself and two other superintendents will be there interviewing as well as Angie.
How does that, or does it have an effect on our contract, or their contract with us?
Unfortunately, we're still in a contract with them.
Because I didn't really language in the contract, and there be some business manager or some assistant business manager, or anything like that?
Nope, it's just we have a CBO office with,
Okay.
Whoever they send, right?
so we, and that's where, I mean, even prior, I wanted to make sure that we said, you know, we would have Carol, but we will not guarantee that.
We have to have one that's some
change that anytime you want.
Yes, even if she stayed within
Yeah,
those,
they
sure.
but
So we're tied to some, I mean, the standard of performance, and I mean, I guess we're getting used to Carol.
So we change that contract.
no, not for a year.
Are they obligated?
At the time, obviously, when we bought into it, because that was one of my first questions, to be perfectly honest, is are we still obligated to our commitment? And their answer was yes. But at that time, we made it in faith that Carol was in the position, she would still be in the position. I'm not saying they won't hire a business manager, they may, with the applicants they have, but they're not just interviewing managers, there are some that are assistants.
Can you talk to Andy Solers about,
We can.
just to find out where we stand?
Mhm.
Because they're gonna tell us that anyway. So,
I guess we're just used to a certain, I thought Carol did a good job. I mean, I didn't have to deal with the
Carol herself is excellent. The amount of time she spent here was
It was
a
not,
problem, only because she was in many districts.
sure.
And the promise was, is once she came here, she would be our district and somewhere else, and that pretty much didn't happen.
So there might be some,
And she would work, when she came here, sometimes 16, 18-hour days. And I don't think they're gonna find anybody of her caliber again. So it's bad for us and, you know, several districts right
She
now.
was really good
that's
for
very
her.
well. too.
Right.
Yes, I had
Yeah.
that for her, yes.
But she will be done as of mid-August.
Okay. I think she's aligned us pretty well, put us stuff in a pretty good position, so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Just another quick question, and this is important to Andy brought up, I guess. The states actually, Angela Francis and Dr. Hill.
Yeah.
Should be on there anyway, first of all. We have not gotten an answer back from India France.
Okay, that's
So we're still waiting for that. We also
just a TBD.
are dealing with Carthageville, and one of their requests was if we went with their clinic that we got, had to use their doctor.
Okay,
But when I contacted them to say, as of July 1st, we haven't given us information, we usually appoint a doctor. But I got nothing back from Andy. I called there several times, again, left messages. So just trust Andy opportunity. And we'll have to appoint that at some point, and I hear back from him and Carthage.
Because we do use them in the summer for physicals, you know, if we need to, for the last
Not
one.
very often. I mean,
No,
they
yeah.
really did an excellent job in June. I mean,
That they pick them
everything
up.
possible that needed physical, I think. Missy physically drugged out of the classroom, unless we get new students,
Right.
you know. But we're set well right now.
You need to decide the time of your meetings, if you want to leave it at 7 or change it.
I did, again, just bring up, if 6:30 would work for people instead of 7. Again, that's up to the board. We did go to the second and fourth Mondays again, instead of first and third, because of the, I think it was 6
we stay with
days
Monday.
that got messed up. But we stayed on Mondays. So we'll have to, you'll have to decide on time, let us know that is not in there at this point.
Is that something we decide on now? Or?
Six thirty works for me. It's really nice.
It's a bit pressing, but I probably can make it work. I'll just get dinner. I'll bring it with
You
me.
can, yes, you can bring it with you.
That's what I was thinking, I get home for dinner that way.
Yeah.
That's true. If everybody else wants 6:30, I will not be the barrier to that.
Let you
That's
go.
fine.
Is that all right with the maker's motion?
Just forgive me if I show up at 7 o'clock the first couple times.
Yeah, me too.
And your municipal voting delegate, you need an alternate, that was Melissa Hale.
What does that consist of?
Voting delegate?
Yeah.
Well, you will receive information before the convention, what proposals have been put forward by BOCES, and they will, at the convention, everybody has a representative, and there's a meeting that lasts between 2 and 3 hours, and you go through all of these proposals, everyone gets to speak, talk about it, and you vote on the proposals. And I did not go to the convention last year. And there's nothing that says you have to go. I mean, that a school has to send a representative. But if you want to send one, it's very interesting, truthfully. Sometimes it's really long, but you do get the information ahead of time, so, you know, if you need explanation, then you have the motions that they're gonna bring forward. But you do need to attend the convention if you want to. I do not plan on attending this year. October, and usually the second or third week in October is about. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We never went on
It's
Wednesday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
While you're pondering that, one other thing to point out, we did have to change the district negotiation team. Chris and Joe could not be on that team because of spouses. So Mandy and Rick will be on that.
We need to discuss the internal auditor. I see there's some documents on the agenda.
Yes. That was a recommendation made by Carol to go to the different internal auditor for several reasons. One, financially cheaper. Secondly, the majority of the districts are switching over this year because of some of the services that we didn't get from our internal auditor, and they felt that it was a good time to try a different company out. So we are making that recommendation to switch to Colson and Poppin. It's about $1,000 savings.
And this is compared to the organization we used last year?
Yes, like I said, it's about $1,000 savings.
And other local districts use those?
Yes, and several are switching this year as well.
These tuition rates. How come
We don't accept out of district tuition. We
Why is
have it
that?
for years.
Is that defeating anything or?
Basically, what happens frequently, I should say, is the people that want to pay tuition are usually high needs families that move from one place to another, so it ends up costing you more for the student than what you get in aid. Or it's often a student who has been very unsuccessful or kicked out of another district and moved into the district to complete a year. But that's very common. Most districts do not accept tuition.
Because I see where Elizabeth is accepting the foreign exchange, trying to get foreign exchange.
Yeah.
And what's the other small school for, probably a bunch of them by,
Morton?
no, something,
Like Blue Mountain Lake
Yeah,
over there.
Blue Mountain Lake.
Yeah.
Now, our foreign exchange students don't have to pay tuition.
they're using that as a, I guess, a way of increasing their
Right, enrollment.
enrollment.
So is there anybody that would like to be the alternate delegate? Tom, do you still want to be on the audit committee? Maybe.
Yeah.
Labor management, Tom and Randy, if you both wish to continue.
That's fine.
Somebody could get form.
I thought it was a
Thanks,
very
Larry.
weak fire
It's
alarm.
not like you hours and a half power.
Can you tell us what the LEA, AHERA designees are? Albert Daniels and Susan Howard. Way down at the bottom of the page.
Right. It's basically to make sure that we're following all the guidelines and building and.
Building and grounds.
Yes. Any postings that have to be up, any of the posters, the complaints, anything that comes into that area.
Someone's going to have to be the alternate. Plain and simple.
Oh, yeah. Need some of those.
Thank you, Lynn.
The alternate.
The alternate. Is there any other questions about these?
Pretty much everything else stayed the same from last year, correct?
Andy Silver, when does he charge us, like, if you just make a phone call to get information, how do his fees work?
I can show you his bills, they might be in this packet. But it's not usually much above what his rate is. Like, we just got his bills for the year.
Was it a good deal for us switching to bosses
Yes.
compared to what we had before?
It's not every phone call, it's not.
Are there any other questions about any of these items? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed?
Do we make changes, we have to do anything different? Yeah, and then,
We added Lynn and the other two we
Just
crossed
one,
off.
yeah, just go ahead and.
The business manager and the school position and crossed off.
Where it said, it'll say business manager as assigned.
Right, right.
They're just, there's no money, no.
Xed out any of the.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Just under Cheryl, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
No place for it, any opposed? Okay, motion is carried.
You solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Civil President.
Either one, I don't know.
I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of
next thing we'll do is go into executive session for the appointment and employment of a particular person. Can I have that motion, please? Nancy?
I'll second.